everyone, this is Lawrence. Thanks for joining us today. Today I'm going to give you some insights about my user experiences of the new camera that I bought a few months back. I don't dare to do any review of the XT5 before I actually using it. So I have been using it every weekend for my everyday drive for a while. And there's something I quite like about it and something that I don't really like about it. So without further ado, let's get started. It's focusing on topics like my family, my travels, and my kids, sceneries, tourist spots. Okay, so I get into this photography roughly 7 or 8 years ago when I was ready to go for my honeymoon. So then the first camera that I bought is XT1, and I before I set off to my honeymoon, I feel that it would be so regretful if I'm not able to catch every moment of the beautiful sceneries. At the time I was thinking about what kind of camera should I buy? Should I get a professional one? So by reviewing so many cameras, after all I started, there's some components I need. The first is should be look stylish and classical retro style, and the second is that I want to learn photography at the time, so there are some elements I should learn from, right? So that is why I have to review so many kind of different cameras, Sony, Canon, and Nikon. I still go for a Fujifilm. It's always the most. I feel that this company really understand what a photographer needs and what are the key elements that a photographer should have. So what are they? The first, of course, it must be very good looking, right? If you buy the camera that you don't to carry it out, it's not a good investment, because that is lack of that will decrease your intention to go out and take photos. So the first thing is that it inspires your desire to take more photos with it, to play with it, and you interact with it. XT1 is this kind of camera that it got all these kind of diodes with you, goes, and so whenever you go to a setting, you immediately understand what kind of ISO value is it, what is the aperture that you want to take, and what is the shutter speed. These key elements in forming your photography. So XT1 started at the time, give me a very good user experiences, and I carry it for more than 7 years, and I still use it. If there is something bad about it, it would be unreliable focus, and also if the megapixel is too tiny. You want to take some good quality image, you want to zoom in, right? You want to magnify it and develop it, hanging in your walls. This photograph that it produces is good, but it's not that able to meet my demand anymore. Okay, so I upgraded to XT5 for last year by year end, and I think it is a good investment. There are some reasons why. The first breakthrough that this camera brings to me is embodied image stabilization. So with that feature, image stabilization, I can go down all the way, maybe two step down in the low light condition. Before in XT1, I never dare to use any shutter speeds that is below 1/60th a second, and now I can go down to 150 seconds a second. So that is about two step down, and I think that still able to give me a very good and reliable output with this camera. So that is definitely worth it if you take low light photography into consideration. And second thing is that it's using a 40 megapixel sensor that is, you can make a lot of use of this sensor. For example, you can have a digital teleconverter by 1.4x or 2x. So once it go to 1.4, you still can have some pixel density about 20 megapixel, or you can all the way go up to 2x, okay, 2 times of the Taylor digital conversion. It still give you maybe 10 megapixel, so you can fully utilize of the high density of the pixels with that camera. And of course, the 4S control, as I mentioned, is is 2 times more faster than the shutter speed. Is 2 times faster, or something like 1/8,000th a second, compared to XT1 is 1/4,000 a second. Okay, so with that, I can have wider aperture, even in a big sun. So this is something beneficial to me in a big sun condition. So this is something good. 15 FPS per second. Okay, mechanical shutter. So this is something all about it, and it has a boost mode by itself using the new battery, and the new battery is so good. I can use it for a day, taking more than 100, 200 photos without swapping new battery. So this is something that definitely worth thinking about the upgrades. Okay, so it doesn't weigh too much, but it still give you lots of new breakthroughs. Did I mention autofocus? Okay, so it's using the latest autofocus. Before, the autofocus is not reliable. At XT1 is about, I would say, if you're capturing something in motion, it's about 60% of the confidence to capture a short image. But with the XT5, I would say it nails down 80%. It's not perfect, but once everything is in focus and it knows your intention to focus on some objects, cats or person, then it will stick to it. Okay, if that thing is still in frame, so it's using AI technology. Okay, AI is not only applied in industrial sectors. It's not only applied for ChatGPT. It is using in photography in the future, I believe. So that is the one thing I would like to talk about. Fujifilm, if you are watching this is a very good piece of advice for you. Okay, so try to create a sensor that can operate AI and scale up from low pixel images to higher with the same small sensors. And with that, you can feel the gap between full frame and APS-C that makes the APS-C sensor and camera even more reliable and better good reasons at a price point that is similar to full frame. Okay, so that is something I like about Fuji as well. It gives you everything you need, nearly, without compromising too much of image quality, but the package is so small. Okay, so yeah, the current prime lens I'm using 35mm, it fits just well with my XT5, and it's so compact in sizes, so I really like it without carrying too much of the heavy stuffs. Okay, so this is one thing good. These are the reasons I think we can summarize it that I like about Fuji so much, and I feel that it's worthwhile for you to look into the XT5. But for those people who are looking for new camera at this price point, do I recommend you to buy it, to buy the XT5? Well, I think it really depends on what kind of photography you are, what kind of photographer, what style you are. You know, what matters to me is that I would like to carry it out and keep Fujifilm giving this sense of, and motivate me to shoot, to take it away and shoot every time. It doesn't give you a feel like a professional, but you take photograph that is professional. So I feel like sense of I just like the feeling that it does not disturb the scene every single time I take photos, but it give you very professional output from this camera. So yeah, that's it. That's what I like about the APS-C cameras over the competitions. All right, so there's something that I don't like about Fuji. For example, of course, it's 40 megapixels, so that means the dimension of the picture is going definitely to be a lot more information, and it will be very heavy. You need to upgrade your storage capacity all the time. That is one thing bad about it. And in lower lights, I don't know, it's about 1 or 2 stop worse than XT1. It's not, especially in the low light condition, it's much noisier compared to the photos that the XT1 is going to give me. And the most importantly is that it picks the lenses. You know, before I used XT5, the lenses that the Viltrox 56 is able to do the wide open on XT1 with a good results. But with XT5, I just feel everything is flawed. It's not sharp, it's creamy, and it's not in focus. It makes me feel like every photos I take it wide open with this lens is out of focus. For this 40 megapixel sensor, probably this is something you need to look into it. It's not ready for any lenses. This XF 16 millimeters continue to perform really well. Camera, I don't know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's soft. On this camera, I don't know whether this is because of the XT5 issue or not. I like this lens. It's a constant 2.8 f2.8 from focal length from 17 to 70 millimeters zoom lenses. So it's a very versatile lens for me. But on the XT5, I don't know. Sometimes it's not performing very reliably in focus. Okay, so this is one thing I observed as well. And the lens that I'm using to shoot this video is 35mm XF. So I think it's a very sharp lens on XT5, surprisingly. Anyway, if you are looking for a lenses, I think there's a compatible list for XT5 that is published by Fujifilm itself. In their website, you better to go through it before you buy XT5. This is definitely some factors. If you already invested in some certain lenses, you need to look into it. So overall, this is my suggestion. I think it's not for professional review. It's just for some users like me who has existing cameras, consumer devices. You are looking into a new camera and you don't know where to start with. Probably this XT5 is going to give